King Luke deck upgrade, let's go. Today we're working on Sauron the Dark Lord. First thing I'm taking out is Duress and Inquisition of Kozilek. In a 1v1, these cards are not too bad because we're trading one card for one card. But when we're playing 4-player games, we don't know who the most dangerous is at the table, especially when nobody's played any cards in their hand. The deck is called Sauron Control, so instead of those two, I'm going to put in Vidalcan Ori and Leyline of Anticipation. We're trying to control the board, so our best move is to play a land and pass, so we can play everything on our opponent's turn. Taking out Pyroclasm, Slagstorm, and Sweltering Suns. We got plenty of cards in the deck to control the board. They only deal 3 damage, there's so many cards that already live through that. And they're at sorcery speed, get them out of here. For Ashnod's Altar, Phyrexian Altar, and Altar of Dementia. All 3 of these cards are to utilize the Amass Orcs 1 when your opponents cast a spell. Every time they cast a spell, you can sacrifice your Orc to get more mana. So the more they cast during their turn, the more mana you would have to cast during their turn. Very strong interaction. You're running 39 lands, so I'm taking 3 of those out. First one, Temple of Deceit. We don't want lands to come into play tapped. We're switching that out for Maniform Hellkite. So when we cast our non-creature spells, we're creating more tokens that we can sacrifice to our altars. Next up, Crumbly Metropolis. Another land comes into play tapped, we're taking it out of there. We don't want lands into play tapped. Slows us down a little too much. And for that, we're putting in Stormkiln Artist. Every time we cast an instant sorcery, we're making a treasure, so we can cast more instant sorceries, control the board a little more. Next up, I'm taking up just a regular mountain to put in Galazeth Prismari. This card is amazing in a Spellslinger deck. When he enters the battlefield, creates your treasure token. He turns all your treasure tokens into mana rocks for your instant sorceries. Amazing card, almost like a second commander for you. I'm taking out Masker Girl, throwing in Reckless Endeavor. I know it costs a little more mana. It's a little more versatile, and it creates your treasure tokens, which will repay the spell. Taking out Mana Leak, throwing in Shark Typhoon. We've got so many non-creature spells, and we want them tokens. Next thing I'm taking out is Tormod's Crypt. If it's really important, you could leave it, but I'm putting in Call of the Ring. Help us capitalize on Sauron's ability, as well as draw some cards regardless. This deck is brought to you by Mr. Gitu, and because he signed up for the $15 Patreon, I'm going to send him these 3 bad boys right here. We got an Ashnod's Altar, Maniform Hellkite, and a Galazeth Prismari. All 3 cards that I suggested to upgrade the deck. I'm King Luke, and this was another Patreon deck upgrade. Thanks for watching.